Hello everyone, welcome to this video. This is a remake in English of a video we uploaded last August, and it is about a product from Root Brands which is called Clean Slate. This product is advertised to regenerate cells, to improve many illnesses, and also to cleanse the body from toxins, like for example from the COVID vaccine. And yes, we decided to have a closer look at this. And during the research, we also found other companies that are related to Root Brands or to its founder, Dr. Rahm, and it all started to look like a big scam. Here you can see the table of contents. I'm not gonna go through this right now, but if you want to download the presentation, this is easier to navigate through. So let's go on with the first slide of the actual presentation. In Germany, Root Brands uses Telegram groups to advertise their products, and they cite a lot of doctors there. Thus, the first part of this presentation is about 2 doctors that do pop up again and again in relation to Clean Slate in the groups, also on some web pages. So let's have a closer look at who these people are. The first name that we had a closer look at is Dr. Vithiya. She is often recommending Clean Slate in these German Telegram groups. And as we found out, her real name is Dr. Vithiya Sothilingam. If you search for Dr. Vithiya on Google, there's not much that is noteworthy on her, besides a LinkedIn profile and a ResearchGate link. On LinkedIn, it says that she was working for 10.8 years at the clinic of the University of Tübingen and that she was the ambassador of the clinic. To find out if this was true, we actually called this clinic, and the woman on the phone told us that Dr. Vithiya is not listed there, and also that after 10.8 years she would definitely be listed there. Further, she told us that this clinic has no ambassador. Also, she has never heard that the clinic or any of their staff marketed supplemental products. Also, she asked where I had the name from, like Dr. Vithiya. And I told her about Clean Slate, and she said that the best way to purge out bodily toxins is to get a mix from your local apothecary. And this was very common practice and really not expensive. And when she heard the pricing of Clean Slate, she was flabbergasted. She said that she would definitely not recommend to use these products. If you look on ResearchGate, you find a Dr. Vithiya Sothilingam with the same person in the profile pic as Dr. Vithiya from the Telegram groups. She has 63 publications there, which are all studies about the eyes. Many of these were done with mice or with rodents, thus she did animal testing. Also in probably her doctoral thesis, which is also listed there, she did animal testing. Thus, we now know that Dr. Vithiya Sothilingam exists and that she's a doctor, like a doctor of natural sciences, with a specialization of degenerative diseases of the eyes. But why is it so hard to find her actually, using the name that she uses on Root Brands, like Dr. Vithiya, you know? Maybe she doesn't want us to notice that she's not a medical doctor, right? Also, she's not the ambassador of the clinic of the University of Tübingen. Further, her research has nothing to do with the Root Brands products, and also her research is not vegan as the Root Brands products advertise. Maybe also she doesn't want people to ask for her personally, you know, at the University of Tübingen and mention the Root Brands products, so she doesn't want to be related there, that her maybe former colleagues know about this. But yeah, this is only the beginning of our research, so let's look further. Another name that often pops up in the German Telegram groups is Doc Amani, and they share a lot of articles and alleged studies he did, and his actual name is Arman Edalatpour. If you Google him, you find a lot. For example, the Akademie für menschliche Medizin, Academy for Human Medicine, and there his focuses are named, like for example, he regularly publishes informed, scientific and easy to understand training and information videos on prevention and health topics. Further, he's said to be a medical doctor in a large orthopedic accident surgery section, but the name of this orthopedic clinic is not mentioned there. And there's also another entry on the last entry on Google on page 1 is the Praxis für integrative Medizin Karlsruhe, the Practice for Integrative Medicine Karlsruhe. If you click this last link, it leads to an unsafe connection with a self-signed certificate, meaning that it cannot be trusted by central authorities and that its contents are not checked. Then we used the address of the integrative medicine practice from Doc Amani and searched for it on Google, and there pops up another practice of Dr. König with the same address. On that website, there actually is a photo of Doc Amani where he serves as a model of a spa of Dr. König's practice, but Doc Amani's name is not even mentioned here. Also, on the page of the team of Dr. König's practice, there is no Dr. Amani to be found, so you can check yourself on the link provided there under the picture. And that picture where Doc Amani serves as a model for is advertising something called Brenner's Medical Care. If you Google that, you find a lot of this, about this. And for example, there's a spa by Dr. König, a dental surgery practice, and also a practice for aesthetic medicine. If you search all of these websites for the name Edalatpour, you find nothing about him, nor if you search for such connections on Google. What's interesting is that all these websites and spas and whatever by Dr. König refer a lot to naturopathy and a holistic concept. Also, the name Yusuf Yildirim pops up again and again. And besides other things, Dr. Yildirim advertises to treat depression with Botox on his website. And as I said, we can find no connections at all between Edalatpour and these companies by Dr. König. Thus, of course, the question arises if it's possible that Edalatpour was constructed by Dr. König, or maybe he also deceptionally uses his address, Dr. König's address, as the address of his own practice to maybe gain credibility, because this is a holistic doctor who may have some credibility in the scene. And another question would also be, of course, if he just maybe once worked for Dr. König as a photo model for his website, and thus got the idea to maybe use this address, or maybe they somehow otherwise know each other. Yeah, it's quite dubious here. On LinkedIn, Edalatpour says that he works in Frankfurt and not in Karlsruhe. If you Google Edalatpour Frankfurt, Google finds information on a presentation about vitamin C that Edalatpour had given in Frankfurt in 2019. So maybe this is what he refers to, but yeah, it's getting more and more interesting, don't you think? Thus, we have looked deeper and have tried to find him on the website of the Union Medical Association of Germany, but we did not find him there. Neither when we searched across Germany, nor when we did so in Hessen, where Frankfurt is located. Thus, we called the Bundesärztekammer, the Union Medical Association of Germany, and they told us to write an email to check on Dr. Vithiya and Dr. Edalatpour, and that then the juridical department would take care of it. So we did what we were told, and we still are waiting for an answer, but maybe they also are not informing us, but yeah, we told them to check about these two. Further to be mentioned is that Dr. Edalatpour has a book. It is not offered on Amazon. It has no ISBN and costs 45 euros. It's getting praised on esoteric websites, but besides these websites, we found nothing on the book. If you Google Doc Amani, you also get another hit, and it's for the Holistic Health Academy, which offers health coaching. In their impressum, we read that people who want to get Doc Amani's address or other data of him shall ask for it, which is kind of strange, don't you think? It also says that Arman and Vithiya Edalatpour are the owners of the Holistic Health Academy. Here, Doc Arman claims to be a medical doctor, and Vithiya Edalatpour, his wife, claims to be a health scientist. Their services are mostly to give health advice. Further down on that website, you can find a citation by Dr. Rahm, which is the owner of Root Brands. We will also find out more about her later on. In the legal notice of the website of the Holistic Health Academy, we find the site of the bureau or of the company. And big surprise, the site is in the United Arab Emirates and it belongs to a large real estate company. So it's getting more and more dubious here, don't you think? On Google Scholar, which is Google's academic search engine, you can actually also find studies by Arman Edalatpour that were done in Heidelberg, and they are about liver secretion and liver issues. His research has actually not much to do with the Root Brands products. And it also becomes clear that he does not yet have his doctor's degree. The University of Heidelberg names him as a doctoral candidate, which is someone that is still writing his thesis. And you can look down here on the screenshot. The assistant medical doctors that are marked in red are noted as doctors in the upper part of the screenshot. Arman Edalatpour is not noted as a doctor, and thus it's quite possible that he has no doctoral title in any course of studies yet. But still, he calls himself a medical doctor on the Holistic Health website, also in relation to Root Brands, again and again, which is really strange kind of, right? Of course, we also wanted to find out more about Vithiya Edalatpour, Doc Amani's wife, you remember. And Google tells us that she was at a moderator's or host school in Baden-Württemberg. Under her picture on a link, there's a caption reading, business hosting, media training, rhetoric and presentation, event host. On another link, we find that she once hosted a show by Bernhard Hohecker, which is a German comedian, so this doesn't quite sound like the health sciences, right? There is also another link about her that cannot be opened because I think, the page was not found. And on Google, in the small part you can read, it says that she used to be the contact person at an event for women in leading positions. But on the whole of Google, we did not find anything about her in relation to health sciences. On Google Scholar, there were 0 entries on her, and this obviously means she's a host and seems to have no background whatsoever in health sciences.